Death be not proud.
Well, all right, you ignorant pigs, put down your crack pipes and your beer bongs. It's time for a Warhammer Fantasy 8th edition battle report. Yes, we're going back to the days of 8th edition. If I have to do a little small comparison and contrast between Old World and 8th edition, uh, I'm gonna say 8th edition beats Old World on every single metric. There are some things I don't like about 8th edition. One thing I don't like is the monstrous stomps. Some of those creatures, they get a lot of monstrous stomps, and they just allows them to punk down infantry very easily. Whereas in Old World, I think they nailed it right with combat resolution to get rid of things. There's not a lot of good combat resolution stuff in 8th edition. So uh, on a scale of 1 to 5, 8th edition gets a 4. Old World, it's still a 2 out of 5. It's very buggy. It's like going from Windows 98 to Windows XP. XP just sucks all the way around, and then you had to wait until Windows 7 came out for it to be good again. That's how you describe Old World. Old World has done some things right. I like the combined monster profiles and everything like that. I like how the shooting phase has finally been balanced to a certain extent. So it's got its charms. I'd still play Old World. I might even do some battle reports in the basement. The problem is, it's literally just me and my one buddy. The other two guys, they're just kind of showing up and watching. We got a fifth guy in the wings, and he keeps saying he's going to bring some War Master and demo it for us and everything. He's got 3 painted armies for War Master. Hasn't showed up for 3 Saturdays in a row, and so it's not like you could even organize a community of 8th edition players here because it's really just me and my friend. And we have to 3D print a friend and army, and we have to wait for that. And one huge problem I have is that I've got some stubborn pigs for friends, and one of them plays dwarves, the other one plays lizardmen and beastmen. Aside from the beastmen, I could let my friend borrow some of my lizards, which are on square bases, so that they could have a 1,500 point game and play a game in the other room, but they don't want to do that. And the other one could borrow my dwarf army and play. No, I don't want to do that. Dirt and dur. And it's just like there's like a bug or a blight of laziness amongst players. This is like why you can't have nice things. This is why you don't have communities. It's like, here, how hard is this? For the last 20 years, me and the same group of guys have met every single Saturday, but recently, within the last 2 years, members of the group have fallen off and they have gotten so freaking lazy. Uh, and it's gotten to the point because we all play 40K, we all have 40K armies, but 10th edition is so bad. We're thinking about going back and playing 9th edition. Now, we can play 9th edition, but the problem is we find something we like and we hate jumping around. Okay, I'm not going to jump around and play Hordes and War Machine. They already know that. That's fine. But I have other games. It's like every Saturday. What do you? I'm the most diplomat. I try to be the diplomatic one. Every Saturday, I am down to play 30K. I am down to play Warhammer Fantasy, whether that be Old World or 8th Edition. I am down to play Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, and God, I'm trying to think of any other games I've got. I'm sure there's a fourth one. My dementia head can't think of it right now. Going IQ African after boxing. 30K, Warhammer Fantasy, 40K 9th edition. There we go. That's the one. 40K 9th edition. And first you need to have the will to play. Second, you have to show up. That's the hard part. Showing up. We still have all our 9th edition books, but it's just even they're even sour on Age of Sigmar. I'd be willing to play War Master. I'm actually painting for War Master right now. It's just the guy who plays War Master won't show up. The guy also has a fantasy army, won't show up. So it's like we got to make some changes, or we got to find some people who will show up. So that's kind of where we're at. It's just really me and a friend, and I enjoy playing with my friend. Sometimes, unless the dice rolls go south of heaven, sometimes. But usually the dice rolls aren't that bad, or are they? So let's get into this scrap here, and we'll be back. All right, let's get into this real quick here. So We're just going to shuffle through a few pictures. This is the best deployment picture that I had. And the armies look like something like this. He's got all his chaff and bigger, and these are still angry units, like 10 Tomb Guard. I don't know, but they seemed angry that game. You'll see why. And then the Necrosphinx. Necrosphinx is nothing to be, what do you call it? Played with in this game. It's toughness 8. You need Empire cannons to stop it. The one thing I hate about the Necrosphinx is just that toughness 8. And the one thing I like about Old World is that most monsters are capped out at toughness 6. And they toned down shooting, and they finally got shooting right. There you go. I gave it to you Old World players right there. So I've already had some animosity issues. My guys shuffled off into there. He only shuffled up like 4 inches and did casket, and I got lucky, and then that was about it for him on turn 1. Rolled a 6, squabble, so this is my turn 1. Massive destruction for Foot of Gork. I actually got my wizard is right here where my cursor is. He had come down, and I could actually see his chariots, and I got a Foot of Gork off on them. But let's get to this picture. Squabble here on the other unit. They attacked the Black Orcs, did a wound. I saved it. Got the total power foot off, did lots of wounds. I think it was like 6 wounds to the chariots, killed 2 of them outright, and then on his turn, he would bring them back with his magic and give them the 5+ ward save again. The 5+ ward save did come in for clutch for him a few times, just not that first time with the initial foot. And then we have a fight right here. We went for an assassination attempt on the, what do you call that guy? The Cryptek. Almost killed him. Almost isn't good enough. He saved one of the wounds, which is horseshit. Him and his 5+. It's fucking ridiculous. I should have had that Cryptek. Oh, but I didn't get it, so there's that. And that's how my turn 1 just kind of ended. As we enter 2 here for the Tomb Kings, he shuffles down a lot more. And let's see here. Killed 1.5, what do you call it? Trolls with the Casket of Souls. And that was actually a really good thing for him. And then his Tomb Scorpion was successful in getting into my pump wagon. And I think I either wounded it with the exploding spore shooting attack, or I wounded it with just a generic attack from the, what do you call it? Can't call the pump wagon. In that turn, he also used his magic, and I lost control of my wizard. Basically, he rolled 1s for the dispel, which broke his concentration, and he got some spells off and was able to bring his chariots back to full strength on his 2 as well. So there's that. Now my turn 2, and this is where it gets a little jumbled, and I'm missing one key photo, and I must have not snapped it, and that picture would have said 1,000 words, and it was in between. I had since deleted a couple photos, but I am missing one key photo, so bear with me here. I had another squabble, okay? And these wolves had just enough room to get around the, what do you call it? Just enough to get around the Mangler Squig, which was right there. As you can see, they're bisecting in a line. I had just enough to contact these guys. Then I went into compulsory. So these guys took 9 wounds. These guys took 4 wounds. These guys took 10 wounds. Those guys took 9 wounds. There's the big Necrosphinx. We're in a combat right there. And I caused massive devastation. I took out all but 2 of the Tomb Guard. Basically, I think all but 2 of those guys were left, because there's supposed to be 10 of them, of the skeletal horsemen. And then I took out another chariot and the wounded one. This one had 1 wound when he brought some of them back. So these guys didn't get to fight or do anything, and that really hurts when you lose your chaff immediately. I did have some uses for these guys, and I just didn't have it, because one of the things that I could have done, which was what I would have angled for, was to bring at least the one that charged the skeletal unit around the corner and then charge the flank of the skeletons and negate his ranks completely, and just have that extra combat resolution. Or I could have gotten around him and come up on these guys after they were weakened. because 5 of these guys could probably, in theory, take on 2 Tomb Guard. But it didn't happen. So, of course, in the combat, the Tomb Scorpion, because those things are dicks, took out the Pump Wagon. And there was no fights. That was our only, what do you call it? That was our only fight there in that one on both of our 2. So we're going to enter our 3rd turns here. And then this one is what the board looks like after all that devastation and everything. Now, I don't remember what happened to the other Mangler Squig there. I think this one he took out with the chaff, with what was left of the Skeletal Horseman, and then he just moved onto it and killed it. And then this one, though, I forgot what happened to this one. I think it might have gotten casketed, and that's one of the photos that I'm missing. It's one of those things where it's like you get your phone and you're like, click, and it doesn't click. He got a total power off, and for the 5+ ward save on his skeleton unit there, and basically miscasted that at the beginning of his 3, and this would last until his next turn. Not to mention he lost a wizard level there. So we're going to get jumbled around, and my turn 3... Oh, he also came down and charged me. And the thing about this was, this is his turn 3. He charged me, and he charged in such a way that the trolls were left out. He got to resurrect a few of his Tomb Guard, and then they come down. Got another photo there. Kind of looks like this. I think he used his... I do know that the Black Orcs finished off the Scorpion, and we put a few wounds on these. We put 2 wounds on the Sphinx in this combat, and we lost like 7 at a time, every single time, just the monstrous Thunder Stomps. And there's one thing I don't like about that, is the monstrous Thunder Stomps, because it just grinds through elite infantry, and there's nothing you could do. And the other problem I have, I do agree with some of the bigger base sizes, because I wish I could bring... one extra row of guys into attack with him and everything, but it just didn't work out that way. And I had to move these guys up. And then on my 3, I made the mistake of charging the Tomb Guard. And we flubbed every single attack we had. We flubbed every single attack that we had. And it ended up looking like this. So, I had already moved this guy out of the combat there just before they came down on my 3. And we ran away, threw out there, and like I said, the pictures got a little jumbled, and I'm missing 2 of them, and that really pisses me off, but we ended up running. So one miraculous thing did happen, okay? These guys rallied, and I was able to hand-to-gork them on my 4th turn. We had a very big combat on my turn 3, and I at least had the sense to write that down. You see all the bodies piled up there. We lost 16 Savage Orcs. This was his turn 3. We lost 16 Savage Orcs. 23 skeletons died. We won this combat by 5. And, what sucked is it was 1 wound away from killing the Tomb King on his War Sphinx, which is okay. It's okay for me, because then I would have taken this flank. Or I could have taken this flank had the trolls performed. My turn 4, I got them back into position with Hand of Gork, and this flank entirely on on this turn folded. We ran away 11, and I just didn't, I called the game there, because I only killed 6 more skeletons, because this ward save started to come in clutch there, and then the Sphinx took another 4 guys away from me. And the thing and I also had charged in there at one point and tried to challenge the Camurai War Sphinx. It didn't work out that well, because stomps suck in this game. But what should have happened was, because I forgot the back rank of attacks here, and this is like when you clear out all the cobwebs. You remember things that happened in games, and then you basically get a handle on it. I forgot that I could attack with these 2, so if I was lucky, I could have killed this whole unit. I only killed 2 of them, and he brought them back in subsequent turns. And that was the biggest disappointment, was the trolls. The trolls completely dropped the ball. So what I would have liked to have happened was, I eat this unit, turn around, help out the Black Orcs, and eat him. That being dead, these guys are dead, and we trade flank for flank for flank, go into turn 5, and that's basically where the game ends. But it's just not had some really bad dice rolls, and then I mean that first game back, you basically have to clear off the cobwebs because it's been a minute since I've even commented or did any commentary on 8th edition. So I had to basically remember how things go in this game, and then it's not like I could sit down and call a game of basketball. But yeah, I wish I had those two pictures. But that's basically what happened in this one. Not a bad game. Not a bad game. There were two back and forths where I could have won, and again, I think those trolls just dropped the ball. This guy, he's pretty good for his points at 140. Again, those stomps just took him out, and I didn't make any saves. He only got 2 wounds, too. If I had made some of the saves, which he had a 5+ to do so, I could have mitigated this, won that combat by 1, but he's an undead construct, and they take -1 there. So that's pretty much by and large. I got another game in the mix there. Sorry, that's just me looking at it. But like, I got another game in the mix. It's Wood Elves versus Night Goblins. Well, anyway, that about does it for me. If you want to get in contact with me, you can always message me over on Instagram. Instagram DMs are the best way to get in touch with me. And if you're watching me on Rumble, don't forget to like and share the video. That actually goes a long way over on Rumble, whereas like I'm on the permanent naughty list over on YouTube. So you can comment over there and like, but it's not going to get me any. It's not going to get me any props with Google over there. So, in case I don't see you, keep playing and keep painting and stay metal, my friends. And we'll see you in the next one.
Even you, puppy dog.
Hey, you need to grow a sack!